It's the first meeting since the heated meeting 2 weeks ago, which resulted in the forced leave of Jessie Haynes.
The Beaumont ISD board is meeting tonight with several issues on the docket, a $3 million addition to the budget, as well as a performance review from the Texas Education Agency. KFDM's Justin Hinton is live with us now from the BISD administration building. Justin?
Yes, Greg. Well, right now the board is in executive session, but throughout the night it has been pretty quiet, except for the last 5 or 10 minutes before they went into executive session. Now, one of the big things that's been the discussion of topic is the Legislative Budget Board review. That was the report that's sent out of this organization that's been doing their own investigation of the district. And so Dr. Shagwar addressed some of the concerns that the LBB did have. And in it, he talked about some of the board operating procedures that they do have. He said at this particular point, it's one of the things that he would like to see them work on. The board voted to adopt a plan for it to have operating procedures, but it wasn't a very light discussion. It was a pretty lengthy discussion going back and forth with outbursts from Mike Neal at one point, also from Gwen Ambrose. So it was a very lengthy discussion that they finally resolved by voting 4-2 that they would adopt some board operating procedures. Now, another thing that he agreed with the board on is that the board, or with the LBB, is that the board does need to work on some of their communications. That was one of the things that the board recommended, or one of the things that the LBB, recommended to the board. He read at one point that they are a misfunctional board and ineffective at their communication. And during those moments, you could hear in the audience several people answering yes and saying their agreement. Some of them were shaking their heads. And so that was one of the things that goes back to having better board operating procedures that they wanted to work on. Another big part of the discussion has been the election and whether or not it is going to happen. At this point in time, it is the board's intent to have a November election. I was talking with Melody Chappelle, one of the attorneys, and she was saying it could be that the D.C. court or one of the courts would then stop the election, but at this point in time, the board is ready to move forward with that election. Now, one of the things that didn't go over very well with a lot of people out here today was the fact that the board decided to move the public comment section until the end of the meeting. So a lot of people haven't yet voiced their opinions on what they feel that the board is doing or how they feel about this LBB review. And from the looks of it, it seems like some people definitely have a lot to say. We'll make sure you check back with KFDM.com, where we'll have some of those thoughts coming up later tonight after it happens. So I'll send it back to you guys for now. Reporting live in Beaumont, Justin Hinton, KFDM 6 News.
All right, Justin, thank you. Well, recent matters involving BISD have caught the attention of at least one state rep from our area. Alan Ritter says he's keeping an eye on the district.
Our school district in Beaumont and all of Southeast Texas, we want them to be the very best. We want them to be a shining part or a shining star for Southeast Texas, and we're going to work with whoever we need to get it fixed.